Hey there, Internet. Welcome to another episode of Nerdlocker, a place for your inner nerd. My name is Jazmine.
And my name is Brandon.
And this is episode 64.
This week we have some Batman news, some Deadpool news, and some Psycho news.
So as always, let's get to it. And now it's time for this week's Rapid Fire.
The Avatar sequel has been pushed back 2 years to 2016.
Which is okay with us because the road ends in 2012 anyway, so we still don't have to see it. Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger are finally going to be in 2 movies together, the second of which called The Tomb.
Appropriately titled because they both have one foot in the grave already. The first image of Skyfall has been released, and it's a half-naked Daniel Craig sitting in a pool.
I hope that's the whole movie.
Me too.
Oh. The new Diablo Cody Sweet Valley High movie is going to be a musical.
Great. Now she's killing a project we don't care about. Fox is really pushing forward on a Fantastic Four remake, hoping it gains the same success that X-Men First Class had.
Fox, you get a pass here as long as you don't cast Jessica Alba.
And that was this week's Rapid Fire.
So Joss Whedon recently announced in an interview that the Avengers movie is going to be taking place mostly from Captain America's perspective of him kind of getting used to this new modern world to him.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting to do it that way because he said another problem of this was he has all these great characters, all these big characters, Iron Man and Thor and the Hulk and everything, who can handle their own threats. They have their own worlds, they have their own stories. So they really don't need the help with each other. But they have to realize they're coming together for a much bigger purpose. And Captain America is that perfect vessel, that perfect person who's been gone for 60 years, has no idea what's going on right now, and is able to say, you're being a douche, you're being a baby, shut up, and let's save the world. Get their egos in check, because really, he's a dude that has no ego. He's confident, but he has no ego to say that he's better than anyone. He just has morals. That's really cool.
And we're excited to see this, so let us know what you think in the comments below.
A&E has announced they're developing a series called Bates Motel, which will basically serve as a prequel to the Alfred Hitchcock movie, Psycho.
How did this idea even come up?
I have no clue. This is a terrible idea, if I just say so myself.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Alfred Hitchcock, and I mean, that movie's awesome. The movie's great. Why do we need to see more than what that movie gave us?
Just let it be.
It's a solid story. I don't need to watch a season, assuming that it makes it a whole season, if it makes it at all, just of a man falling into... I like the movie. I got it.
Well, here's a little hope for you. NBC tried to do this exact same thing in the late 80s. Never even happened.
Thank God.
So hopefully, we'll never see it.
Yeah, well, let us know what you guys think in the comments below.
So I have to start this segment off by saying, I am probably the world's biggest Rob Liefeld hater. I cannot stand this guy. But recently at Arizona Comic-Con, he let some news slip about the new Deadpool movie and 8 minutes of test footage he may or may not have seen.
Yeah, he said he may or may not have seen it.
May or may not.
But to paraphrase Mr. Liefeld on the test footage, he said it was amazing, said it's everything anybody would want in a Deadpool movie, and that it would be the first hard R X-Men movie.
Yes. It's also interesting to note that this would be the first X-Men movie that's centered on a B-lister. I mean, besides Wolverine Origins, which he's not a B-lister, he's totally an A-lister, and that's also the first time you see Deadpool, and it's not Deadpool. It's not Deadpool at all. He's in it. He's like him for 5 minutes, and then they just completely change the character from what he is. So I want to see Deadpool as he should be, with the katanas, with the guns, with the multiple voices in his head, talking, being snappy, and
I'm
all
right
that good
there
stuff.
with you. But let us know what kind of Deadpool you would want to see in the comments below.
Or let us know how much you hate Rob Liefeld in the comments below.
So we finally have more Walking Dead news for the masses. I'm pretty excited.
We finally get a mid-season poster which shows Rick Grimes pointing a gun at you, the audience, which has me very inspired for the second part of this season.
I think that this is going to allude to Rick becoming Crazy Rick, which is my favorite Rick, because that Rick talks to empty phones and does really crazy stuff and thinks he has to be the team leader all the time, and that's when every time Rick gets like that, crazy things happen, in the comic book at least, so I'm really excited to see that all that chaos happen in the show more.
I like that too. I mean, on top of all that, I mean, even if I'm just going to be patient with this, we get a clip with this poster as well, so we get a little insight on what's going to come up with the second part of season 2. You guys can check out that clip on nerdlocker.com. You know, on top of all that, we get clarification that the third season is going to have 13 episodes at least.
Yeah.
And that's big news. Where everything's kind of been on the fence.
On the rocks.
Lately. You know, it's they've been walking a fine line with how the show is working and how it's kind of going away from certain character sets and things like that. So we'll have to really stay confident.
I am certainly really excited for a third season just because now we're getting into all the really intense things that happen longer down the line, and I want to see those happen because the show sort of skips some and you get some, and it skips some and you get some. So any more I can get, I'm totally stoked for. So
I feel the same way. Tell us what you guys think in the comments below.
While doing press for Warhorse in France recently, Steven Spielberg let slip some news on his current projects.
In regards to the Tintin films, Peter Jackson is going to be directing the sequel once he's done with The Hobbit, and Spielberg is going to still be producing it in hopes that he can direct the third one once his schedule frees up.
He also went on to say some news about Jurassic Park 4, saying that he will only be producing, not directing the movie, which kind of sucks, but at least it's going in the right direction and being made.
And he's also been talking about Robopocalypse, which we'll be filming in September. Other than that, all we've really heard is that he wants to have a similar tone to Minority Report, and if that's any indication of what the film will be, it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that movie was cool. This movie is going to be cool. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. With Batman Arkham City being out for a couple months already, it's proved wildly successful, to the point that almost anything Batman could be produced.
Almost anything Batman. In a recent blog post, artist Julie Farrell released some shots of what was proposed to be the Batman video game Gotham by Gaslight.
What?
Yeah, for those of you that aren't the hardcore comic book readers, it's essentially steampunk Batman taking on Jack the Ripper.
Holy first serial killer, Batman.
I know. I mean, I'm very happy with what we have, but I think this would have been a very cool and different take on the Batman everyone knows and loves in a video game.
Yeah, his gadgets not being traditional high technology, this being back at the turn of the century, of the last century, it would be, you know, steampunk and steam-powered.
And he'd be taking on Jack the Ripper.
And stuff. Yeah, that would have been really cool. The cool detective skills being developed back then, not already established.
Yeah.
But you know, as it is, it's not going to be developed. It would have been cool, but I just don't think the market would have been there.
No, I don't think a lot of people know what that is, so they probably would have been like, where's Batman?
Batman? What's Batman doing here?
Exactly.
Ugh,
but let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Would you have bought it? I would have.
I wouldn't have.
So one of my favorite comic books, Hack Slash, is finally getting the movie treatment.
Indeed it is, and it looks like Marcus Nispel is going to be directing it. He also directed the latest Friday the 13th movie, and that was great. It was a perfect slasher flick. Boobies, goriness, dead people everywhere. I thought it was hilarious.
It would transfer over perfectly for Hack Slash. The comic book is about a girl, Cassie Hack, whose mother becomes a serial killer and goes crazy. So now Cassie travels the countryside with her sidekick,
Vlad, who looks like a big purple Frankenberry.
And they go out and hunt down serial killers. Awesome book.
And it looks like Brie Grant is actually really pining for this role as Cassie Hack. Bobby just did a really cool interview with her on Nerdlocker.com. You definitely got to check it out.
So Steven Moffat recently talked about a new project he's heading up with the children's BBC network.
He's calling it Harry Potter meets Doctor Who, and it's called Aliens vs. Wizards.
Yeah, I'm really hoping this is meant for children, but the good thing is he's co-creating it with another Doctor Who writer. So.
And a lot of the writers are from the Sarah Jane Adventures, which was a really popular show up until Elizabeth Sladen's death. So if anything, its 5-year run gives us hope that it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, and Steven Moffat's past in television definitely is indicative that this show will go far. So.
Only time can tell.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below.
So as we've reported before, FX has ordered a pilot to be shot based off of Brian Michael Bendis' Powers comic book.
Yes.
But now we have some bad news.
Yes, after they filmed the pilot, executives saw it and actually ordered significant rewrites on it.
Heavy rewrites.
Yes.
Which usually means it's headed straight for development hell.
Exactly. It sucks because it's such a great idea for a show. It's such a great concept. I mean, they wanted to make it like Breaking Bad meets Sopranos, which to me, it doesn't really fit too well. It's easy to say that because those are like the two most popular TV shows of the last 10 years.
But that's not the book.
But that's not the book. The book has more of that feel of Kick-Ass meets like Law and Order. It's real world detectives, but there are superheroes, and there's superheroes in the world. So it's a very interesting concept. It's just one of those things.
And I can't see this failing as a TV show.
No,
I'm
not
kind
at
of
all.
bummed that this isn't getting more of a push and more of a,
after Heroes
attention.
pretty much failed, it's kind of like this should be the one to take that take the reins of the superhero TV show, the cop drama. But
I'm right there with you.
But who knows what's going to happen.
But I mean, as we find out, we will keep you updated.
Hey there, guys. Cubby here with my pick this week. It is going to be The Take, a British TV show about gangsters in the 80s and early 90s. It is awesome. I found this randomly on Netflix. I'm been getting into Tom Hardy a lot more, watching some of his older work, a lot of his British work, and this is one of them. He plays a mobster who gets out after being in jail for quite a while, and kind of his ascension to the top, but it's not his ascension, it's actually his cousin's, and there's a lot of family drama, a lot of crazy stuff goes down, graphic rape scenes, graphic sex scenes, graphic drug use, graphic profanity, murder, everything awesome about mob movies is pretty much in this movie. So definitely check it out. It's on Netflix, that's where I saw it. Check it out online if you can, look into it more. Tom Hardy's awesome in it. There's a lot of great actors in it, so definitely check it out. It's called The Take, and it's on Netflix.
Hey guys, Hayley here with my pick of the week, and it is going to be Bangarang, the new album from Skrillex. It's not my favorite thing he's done, but there's still a couple songs that are really, really exciting, and I get a kick out of them, and I think that you'll like it too.
Hey the nerds, Steven here with my pick of the week. It's gonna be Akira. So I've been reading the manga, haven't been watching the anime, but I decided to pick it up after we were talking so much about, oh, a movie's gonna be made. Oh no, wait, a movie's not gonna be made. Oh wait, a movie is gonna be made. Oh wait, it's not gonna be made. So I was like, what is this that people are so into that it's got such a following? Oh my goodness, this is so good. I've only finished the first volume, halfway through the second, and I'm already hooked. I mean, if you don't know what it is, it's like post-apocalyptic Japan, where like certain people, like it's not known in the public, but there are like rare population of people who have these weird like psychic powers, but it causes extreme headaches, the government trying to control it. It's just like crazy stuff happening, lovable main characters who are kind of like rebellious and like the punksters, and it's just a lot of fun, really good story, really good art. I'm absolutely loving it. You guys gotta check it out.
Hey there nerds, Jazmine here with my pick of the week. As I'm sure most of you know, CES just happened and it was awesome. I have the blisters to prove it because I walked around quite a bit. I saw some really cool things. Some of them didn't get to be talked about as much as I would like. So I want you to check them out. One of them is called the MakerBot. It's really cool. It's a 3D printer. It'll print whatever you want. I saw awesome Martians with Star Trek uniforms with lightsabers fighting each other and castles with people in them. It's like, what if you had your own Legos, but you didn't have to assemble anything. You just had to make a design and the printer would make it for you. And I saw like 2 or 3 foot giant awesome sculptures. It's amazing. It was awesome. And here's the cool thing. The MakerBot is only $1,000. You can afford that. You can put that in a piggy bank and save and get one. And it's that easy. And it makes whatever you want. It's genius. And I love it and I will have one. Check it out.
My pick of the week this week is going to be a little show called Shameless. I found it on Netflix, and it stars a very young James McAvoy of X-Men fame. I think you guys should all check this out. It's on Netflix.
What's going on, guys? Brandon here with my pick this week, and it is Street Sharks. They put it on Netflix. I don't know how long it's been there, but I just found it, and that's what I'm doing all weekend, watching Street Sharks. All right, nerds, that is going to do it for episode 64 this week. But until next week, be sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube page, and check out nerdlocker.com for all your nerdy news. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Jazmine.
And you guys have a nerdy week.